Hi, I'm Bridget and I'm back. Third time's a charm. Also, I'm away with work and I still managed to get this video up and it is 38 degrees. I don't know what that is in American Fahrenheit, but it's hot as hell. Anyway, enough of the waffle. Let's just get straight into the messy recap. So Rory decides to create a list of things that she can do instead of sitting and wallowing about Dean and wakes Lorelai up at the crack of dawn to crack on with it. The entire town of Stars Hollow somehow knows about the breakup and cares far too much. Lorelai opens her big mouth and tells Luke about the breakup and he goes all stepdaddy again and tries to fight Dean in the street. Rory decides it's time to get her lick back and decides to go to a Chiltern party with Lane. Lane meets a super cute boy that she likes and Rory approves and manages to be a decent friend. Hurrah! Lorelai goes back to Max Medina and the crowd does not go wild. Tristan's new girlfriend dumps him in front of the entire party and Rory and Tristan end up confiding in each other about being dumped and share a kiss. Rory freaks out because she's not over Dean and wallows into a giant bucket of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. So it's Friday night dinner with the Gilmore girls and Rory and Lorelai seem depressed. Emily Gilmore cannot cope with the silence at the dinner table and is imploring them to have any kind of conversation. It's kind of cute seeing these three together. I've missed it. Lorelai eventually says something inappropriate and Emily wishes she hadn't bothered.
Today drained me.
Siri, bring Mr. Gilmore a plate. Siri, Mr. Gilmore's hungry.
Siri?
Hello.
So Richard's late to dinner because he's been on the phone to his mother, who is coming to Stars Hollow. Emily's face is a picture when he shares the news. Emily is stressed. She's like, when is the bit coming through? For the love of God, just tell me, Richard.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, in everything.
Richard's mother's name is also Lorelai, which is confusing as hell. But hey, men do name their sons after them, so I guess women can do the same. Emily honestly feels like she's losing her mind and she just gets up from the table. I'm guessing she's not a fan of her mother-in-law. Okay, so Emily is officially losing the plot. There are boxes everywhere. It's giving chaos.
I couldn't help but wonder.
Do you remember that time in a previous episode where Emily drops by Lorelai's house and is like, where are the candlesticks that I bought you?
You traded my lovely gift for a semi-pornographic leering monkey lamp? How could you?
Well, almost the exact same thing is happening with her and her mother-in-law. Emily Gilmore has been gifted all this crap from her mother-in-law and she has just low-key hidden it all away. Richard's mum rarely visits, so she never has to see the treachery. What is up with the Gilmores and the long time they like to spend away from their children? Because what do you mean she hasn't visited their home? Anyway, I do agree with Emily. The stuff is ugly. Lorelai is attempting to calm Emily down, but Emily is a woman who will not be soothed.
I'm literally miserable.
I kind of love this deranged Emily. So on the way back to Stars Hollow, Lorelai is explaining to Rory that Granny Gilmore doesn't love to travel. So Emily and Richard are the ones that go and visit her every year. Again, mad that Rory has never met her great-grandma. I have the distinct feeling that Granny Gilmore is going to give Strobe and Francine a run for their money.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Literally some of my favourite scenes have taken place in this school. Kind of. Anyway, it's post-kiss for Tristan and Rory and awkward obs. The kids have been tasked with making a fake government for a school project. Paris is just powering on ahead in a group exercise where she is the only one contributing. Hey, if people have something good to contribute, go ahead, but my grades will not be slipping because you can't get it together. Paris has entered the chat. Paris wants a king and queen for the project, and she suggests Tristan be king and Rory be queen. And both of them are like, Rory's like, why can't you be Queen Paris? Which, to be fair on Rory, Paris's rightful title is Queen. But Paris is like, no, I'm going to be head of government. Literally me in any group dynamic. Doesn't matter if I'm playing a board game, if I'm playing a sport, I'm in it to win it. And if you are not, get off my team.
Henry VIII started a new church when the old one wouldn't allow divorce.
He also cut off his wife's head. Is he still your role model?
Paris says to the group, get into it. We're going to be working all weekend. And don't be late. Nothing gets past our Paris and she straight up asks Rory, what is going on with you and Tristan? Why are you being so weird? And Rory just denies that there's any issue. Paris also low-key, high-key respects Rory. She asks her for her opinion on the work that she's already done for the project. And honestly, this is the friendship that Rory needs at Chiltern. Pray tell, where is the evidence, as somebody pointed out in the comments, of Rory actually being smart and using her smarts? All I see is her reading a book, which literally anybody could do. I am yet to see her come out with any sort of useful analysis or critical thinking. Unlike Paris, who lets us know that she is that girl. Paris is going to give you
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything.
Rory is going to give us I read books at parties. Tristan and Rory share another awkward moment when they're trying to leave the classroom together, and it is kind of cute. Rory's like, we need to talk. And I have to say, I'm proud of her for trying to tackle things head on and being mature about it, unlike her mother, Lorelai. At first, Tristan pretends nothing ever happened and he doesn't know what she's talking about. But to be fair, maybe he's embarrassed because she did kiss him and then literally run off crying. He does eventually agree to talk to her, and oh my God, this guy has got it bad for Rory. Damn these Gilmores.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Michelle! Lorelai can't seem to get the reservations to work on the computer, and Michelle is not here for it.
Well, I can't fix it if you don't move.
I'ma just scoot on over and let you whack him. Get him again. Get him for me.
To be honest, Michelle can't seem to get it working either.
Computer says nah.
And Lorelai obviously uses it as an opportunity to be smug as per. So Emily calls Lorelai at the inn. She calls up in a blind panic. She needs the coat rack back that she gave to Lorelai, presumably in order to get the ghastly thing out of her own house. Breathe, Emily, breathe. This granny has her fully rattled. Anyway, she is a desperate woman, and Lorelai busts her balls, and to be fair, it is quite funny. What's even funny is Michelle is there corpsing in the background. So Tristan and Rory are having their talk. They chalk the experience of them having a kiss up to a bad night, and honestly, I'm low-key a little bit disappointed. I never thought I'd say that. I have not been feeling Tristan from day one. You can go back and check the receipts. But at the party, he showed a completely different side of himself that I was not expecting, and now I'm like, they kind of work. Rory apologizes for running off after the kiss and crying, and honestly, so far, she is going up in that character analysis chart, which we all know is the only metric for this series. Tristan reckons he's just going to swear off girls for a while, and again, it's given growth mindset. Rory's like, look, I don't think you need to swear off all girls, just maybe go for girls that are smart. And it's like, pray tell, how do you know that his ex-girlfriend was not smart? Yes, she was rude and obnoxious, but we don't know her IQ. And again, what evidence do we have of you being smart, Rory?
Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know.
Anyway, it turns out that Rory's actually being a good friend because she's trying to set up Tristan with Paris. Now, did Paris ask you to set her up with Tristan?
No.
In my opinion, Paris has better things to be getting on with. She's trying to be a scientist, don't you know? So Lorelai is so excited for Friday night dinner because she wants to see Emily sweat. And I get it. At least she remembers to bring the ugly coat rack with her. Emily is still freaking out. And when we meet Granny Gilmore, I see why. She is rude. Firstly, she looks like the woman in black.
I want to get a very good look at both of you.
Okay, Granny from Hansel and Gretel. Richard is loving his mum off, which is odd. So Granny Gilmore starts with making disparaging comments about Emily's side of the family, and she doesn't really ease off for the rest of the episode. Emily brings in a pile of cheese, and Granny Gilmore's like, what do you want me to do with that? Eat it? She also single-handedly cusses Lorelai out for having a child out of wedlock, but then in the same breath praises her for being self-sufficient. Confusing much? Dare I say, she seems kind of impressed with Lorelai. Meanwhile, she cannot stand Emily. Every single thing that Emily tries to bring her, she rejects.
Expect dinner at 7.
But it's only 5 after, Mom.
Only 5 after, Richard. In the event that I'm kidnapped and a ransom is demanded at a certain time, I would prefer that Emily not be in charge of the drop-off.
I'm going to actually take that back. She hates Emily with a fervent passion and wants her dead and buried. So she asks Rory about her education plans, and they let her know that Rory's going to go to Harvard. A bit presumptuous, but go off, I guess. Granny Gilmore is incensed because Richard went to Yale, his dad went to Yale, and probably his dad's dad, etc., etc. She abruptly leaves the table, and I guess she's done and over it. So at the study session, and Madeline and Louise are giving useless individuals as usual, but hey, at least they're there on time. Tristan comes in and asks to speak to Paris outside, and dare I say, he looks cute. I guess people really can change. Paris comes back in and declares to the girls that Tristan asked her out. Now, I genuinely don't know how to feel about this. I want our girl Paris to be happy, but I'm just not sure that her and Tristan are well suited. So Paris lets them know that Tristan has asked her out for that evening, and apparently, according to Madeline and Louise, that is sacrilege because it probably means that somebody else has cancelled on him. In my world, if someone wants to see you there and then, it's because they can't wait to see you, but hey, what do I know? Back at the Gilmore girls' house, and Rory is studying. But now I'm fully suspicious and convinced that she's just cosplaying at being smart. So I'm no longer taking her academia seriously. Lorelai's getting ready for Friday night dinner, and Rory is staying behind so she is not murdered by Paris for not doing enough work. And then Paris comes round and asks Rory for advice on what to wear on her date with Tristan.
You gotta be kidding. You have to be effing kidding.
Fashion advice from Rory? Really? Okay. I mean, look at what she's wearing.
Why didn't you go to Madeline or Louise about this?
I completely agree with Rory. At least she's smart enough to know that fashion is not her forte. But Paris is insistent, so Rory takes her upstairs to raid her mother's closet. And Paris's demonic mother strikes again from afar.
What about this?
My mother says the color pink makes my head look small.
Damn. The girls are bonding. I love this friendship. Rory's telling Paris about how much she misses Dean, and Paris actually acts like she cares.
But wow, what a moment.
And to be fair, stylist Rory may have got it right. Paris looks cute in that outfit, but she also looked cute before. Friday night dinner is stiff as all hell. Granny Gilmore bought some rabbit back from London, and I guess they're all eating it at dinner. Richard couldn't even appear more chuffed that his mummy is here, and it's seriously given Oedipus complex. I'm going to need you to fix that, Richard. Granny Gilmore is super pressed that Lorelai borrowed money from Richard and Emily to send Rory to Chiltern. She thinks that lending money is a no-go. You've never even met your great-grandchild, so what business is it of yours? She also says she's got a trust fund that she wants to set up for Rory, and Rory can access it now. Adopt me, please. Rory really does get everything. It's not fair. Emily is so hurt, and she really doesn't want Lorelai to take the money. She starts sowing the seed that if Lorelai were to take the money, Rory won't need her anymore. And obviously, she's talking about herself and the fact that Lorelai won't need her anymore if she takes this money, and she'll probably stop coming to Friday night dinner because she will not be obliged to do so. Emily, I hate this for you. Let that wretched woman go back home so we can get the secure Emily back. So the next day, Lorelai tells Suki about Rory's windfall, and Suki is hyped and excited for her. And she's like, oh my God, when are you going to tell her? And Lorelai is insistent on keeping her and Rory's relationship codependent.
I think you're a sick woman. To do something like that is sick.
Get a man. Or haven't you already got a man? Emily is still so upset about the money, and she's trying to get Richard to get his mum to rescind the offer. Granny Gilmore is unbothered, and she's like, chop, chop, we need to go to tea.
Totally sympathize, but darling, it's cocktail time. Awkward.
So back at Chiltern, and Paris is so happy because the date with Tristan went well and they kissed and everything. And another great outfit from him too. What a 180. Except, it is not the romantic date that I or Paris thought it was. Paris goes in the classroom and she's trying to make date number 2 happen. And Tristan is like, oh my gosh, absolutely, completely, I hear you. Let's get together and go on a date as friends. And then he also says that it was Rory that suggested that they go out in the first place. Tristan!
Fool of a took.
You idiot. Obviously, he's just being honest, but shut the f*** up. Paris wastes not a single moment. She has not got the gift of waiting for an appropriate time to hash something out. I do feel sorry for Rory. She was just trying to be a good friend and it backfired big time. So Rory also can't hold back and wants to have it out with Tristan there and then. And she's reprimanding him. And that guy in the background looks hella uncomfortable. He's like, get me out of it, please. Tristan's like, sorry, girl, I wasn't feeling it. And besides, I like someone else. And Rory's like, oh my gosh, okay, I didn't realize that. Sorry. 3 guesses who that person is that Tristan likes. Are the Gilmore girls witches or what? Because every single guy is in love with them.
Enough.
I think the penny finally drops with Rory and she realizes that Tristan has feelings for her. To be fair on Rory, I actually thought that Tristan was happy with them being friends, but I guess not. So back at tea with Granny Gilmore, Emily is very keen to know what Rory said about the trust fund money. And at first, Lorelai straight up lies and pretends she's told her. Eventually, she comes clean and she's like, well, I couldn't tell Rory because she was fast asleep. Emily is gassed. She's like, haha, you couldn't tell her because you actually agree with me. You know that Rory's going to leave you if she gets that money.
So you're saying?
That I know.
So you say.
That I know.
So you say.
Lorelai is vexed. She's vexed that Emily even planted the seed, and she threatens to call Rory there and then and tell her about the money. And then Granny Gilmore comes back with a full beat, may I add. Get it? She's like, yeah, I'm bouncing. I got shit to do. Oh, and by the way, I'm taking back the money that I said that Rory could have. See ya. Money can't buy your class. So that's that. Emily apologizes to Lorelai, which is big of her, and Lorelai accepts her apology. And they have this lovely exchange, and I am here for it. So we're used to seeing Dean the Stalker waiting at the bus stop for Rory to get back from Chilton, but today it's Lorelai. I hate Rory's knitwear, but that is by the by. Lorelai's like, oh, by the way, you missed out on $250,000 today. Casual. And that's the end of the episode. If you're out on the road. So Rory goes up because she had a very mature conversation with Tristan, and though misguided, I think it was sweet that she tried to set Paris up with him. Lorelai, stay where you are, girl. She effectively lost her child $500,000 because she couldn't bear the idea of cutting the cord. Emily Gilmore, again, stay right there. Your mother-in-law is horrendous, and I felt bad for you, but you also lost Rory out on a load of money because you wanted to keep your daughter at Friday night dinners. Granny Gilmore, you did the most, looked like a Victorian funeral goer, and was super rude to Emily, but you were kind of funny, so you're middling right now. Richard Gilmore is giving mummy's boy energy, so down you come. Tristan, hey, at least you were honest. You can come up the chart, bro. Paris girl, I'm so sorry. You were vulnerable, which we love, but you did freak out a tad at Rory without stopping to analyse the situation. And that's that. Gosh, we are so close to getting to the end of season 1. I actually can't believe it. Yay, us. As usual, let's keep the discourse going in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Okay, bye. If you're down and feeling blue, come watch my Gilmore Girls reviews. Subscribe.